What is up, y'all? You know what channel you're watching. I'm Patrick. My free time is limited, so I'm back out here on the short fork chopper. Obviously, it's dark. I don't get off till 4 o'clock, so I got to get out here and jump on it. I originally made some miscalculations. I needed the down tube, the pieces that come back from the down tube, the main frame, needed to be 3 inches out, but I 45'd them, so being 3 inches long was not enough, and I had to cut them back off and grind the welds off and whatnot, and then kind of start over. And this is what I ended up with. As you can see, it's considerably wider, which it needs to be to meet the requirements of the axle plate. I need to widen the gap. The engine plate is, that way you can see all the way to the end. That's the head. This is all the way back to the tail. I'm pretty sure all my measurements are good at this point. I just need to start tacking and welding again. I need to take those, let me get a little closer. I need to take these off and get all this crap here cut off, reshape this to something usable. And then it should mate up with this. Sorry, I'm in the light. It should mate up with this perfectly. Like I said, I screwed up originally, but I think I got it all squared away now as far as width-wise and length-wise. Get this end here welded to this shit. Sorry, almost tripped over the motor. Get that notched in, welded to this piece here, along with the back pieces that are already in place. And I should be able to get the front end set up and get the back wheel at least oriented and tacked on. Then I'm going to use the chain to orient the distance from the back wheel to how far out the engine's going to set. I've started with the engine cradle. I didn't get any farther with that yet. It's going to be pretty basic. A couple rails running this way, a couple rails running this way, and some brackets that come up to meet the engine mounts. Should get that thing bolted at least to the cradle, and then I can get it appropriate off the ground in relation to the frame. It's hard to see, but if you look, I put a line on the floor that gives me a center line to everything. I'm doing this old school as fuck. I'm not using a frame jig. I'm not using any jigs, as a matter of fact. I'm making all these 45 cuts by hand. I'm trying to trim them up as best as I can. Keep everything as square as I can, as plumb as I can. You know, I don't want this thing to be a fucking death trap. I'm kind of rethinking the paint scheme. Originally it was going to be all black, you know, with a couple little pops of polish this or that here and there. But nothing screams custom like a custom painted frame. So I'm kind of thinking about putting a wacky ass paint job on the frame. And I do apologize for showing you all the same old views. I turned the camera on myself, but there's really no point in that. But this is my little impromptu weld table. I didn't do any welding tonight because I spent so much time cutting pieces and truing them up. And you know, when you freehand a 45 cut, it's 9 times out of 10 it's not true. So I spent a lot of time with a 45 angle and an angle grinder truing these cuts up, and I hope you can see they're pretty good at this point. But like I said, my time is limited. You know, I got a full-time job 6 days a week, which sucks. But if you want to get ahead and pay bills, that's what it takes. And I think it's going good, man. I feel really good about it. If it turns out even a fraction of what I can see in my head, it should be awesome. I hope this shows, you know, a few of you guys out there, you can do anything with anything. The whole reason I even cut this bike up in the first place, it was already redone, but it didn't have a title. So I bought a non-titled bike, and what do you do with that? You know, you retitling a bike that ain't had a title in 100 years is a bitch. I'll have just as much luck trying to title this completely custom built bike as I would have titling that bike. So I'm good with it. We'll see what happens. I don't know. It might not even pass inspection. It might end up a drag bike. If it does, I guess I'm going to see how fast I can make a GS 450 go. But that's pretty much it for now. Just keeping you guys informed. Trying not to show you the same old shit. Trying not to show you a bunch of boring shit. I'm pretty psyched, man. I'm feeling good about it. And maybe before the weekend's out, I'll be able to show you guys a roller. That's my goal. My goal is to have it wheels under it. Maybe not the engine 100% mounted, but have the wheels at least tacked in place, tracking each other, everything straight, everything plumb, and hopefully have a rolling chassis by the time the weekend's out. But, you know, not to keep showing you the same old stuff, blah, blah, blah. But for now, that's it, guys. I hope it keeps your interest. For those of you who have recently subbed, I appreciate you. If you're still here, I appreciate you. For all you guys that have been here from the beginning, you already know you're my OG guys. Much love, much respect. And for now, peace.